Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the nuts and bolts, mapping the architecture of modern digital communication.
That's right. We're looking at unified collaboration networks.
Yeah, and we're pulling insights from some pretty advanced technical guides, the kind used for professional certifications.
The HCIP collaboration stuff, yeah. Good material.
Our mission today is, well, pretty straightforward. Understand the core ideas that make your video calls work smoothly, securely, and, clearly.
Right. How do different systems connect? How's the stream kept private?
And crucially, how does the network make sure your video doesn't just fall apart when things get busy?
It's definitely a layered challenge. The big goal is seamless, secure, high-quality media, no matter the device or the protocol underneath.
So we're kind of building a communication house today, laying the foundation, putting up walls, locking doors.
That's a good way to put it. Establishing the language, drawing the plans, securing it, ensuring speedy delivery.
Yeah.
And setting up the management hub.
Okay, let's start with that foundation, the language problem. You've got different standards floating around, like H.323 and SIP.
Yeah.
How do systems using these actually talk?
That's the classic interoperability issue, especially in big companies with mixed gear.
You might have old H.323 video units and new SIT phones, totally different dialects, right?
Exactly. And that's where the gateway, the GW, becomes absolutely essential. It's the translator.
The interpreter sitting in the middle.
Precisely. Its main job is protocol interworking. So if an H.323 endpoint tries to call a SIP endpoint,
the gateway steps in.
Right. It doesn't just pass the message along. It has to translate. H.223 uses H.225 for call setup. Kind of like dialing.
And H.245 for negotiating capabilities, like codecs.
You got it. The gateway takes all that H.225, H.224 signaling, and basically rebuilds it as SIP signaling. And it uses SDP, Session Description Protocol, to describe the media itself.
So that gateway is actually a really critical piece, especially when companies merge or upgrade. Without it, even if they're on the same network,
They still can't communicate digitally. It's often the linchpin for successful integration. It really is.
Okay, so the gateway handles the translation. The devices are ready to connect. But what are they actually going to send?
Right. That's the next step. They've agreed to talk, but not how they'll talk. What resolution? What audio codec?
Yeah, exactly. How does the receiving end know what's coming? Is it HD video needing lots of processing or just basic audio? You need the specs before the data starts flowing.
And that's the job of SDP, the Session Description Protocol. Think of it as the blueprint for the media part of the call.
Not the signaling itself, but what the signal is setting up.
Correct. Its whole purpose is describing those multimedia session parameters during the setup.
So what kind of details are we talking about in STP?
Okay, key things. First, the IP address and the specific port, the RTP port, where the sender is actually going to transmit the media, tells the receiver exactly where to listen.
Makes sense. Like a mailing address for the media stream.
Pretty much. Second, it lists the codecs the sender supports. H.264 for video, maybe G711 for audio. The receiver checks this list.
To know what it needs to be ready to decode.
Exactly. And third, it includes media characteristics. Things like frame rate capabilities, maximum resolution.
So it's quite detailed.
Oh, yeah. This structured info lets the receiving end set up properly, allocate resources, and handle that incoming stream correctly.
Got it. So SDP is like the essential pre-flight checklist before the media actually takes off. It's negotiating the technical details.
You could say that, yeah.
Okay, interoperability check, media description check. Now, security. This is where it gets interesting, I think. We secure the call setup, the signaling, often with TLS.
Right. Protecting SIP or H.223 messages is standard practice.
But why the extra step? Why secure the actual audio and video packets separately? Isn't securing the setup enough?
That's a really common question. The signaling might be secure, but the media itself travels using RTP, the real-time transport protocol.
And RTP itself isn't encrypted by default.
Nope. Traditionally, it just flows out in the open. So if you don't protect that RTP stream, someone could potentially tap into the network and just listen to your audio or watch your video.
Even if the call setup was totally secure.
Wow, exactly. And that's why we need SRTP, secure RTP.
An extension specifically for the media payload.
Correct. It adds a layer of security directly onto the audio and video packets. It provides three crucial things.
Okay, what are they?
First, encryption. Scrambles the media content so it can't be easily understood if intercepted.
Privacy.
Standard stuff. What else?
Second, message authentication. This verifies that the packets are actually coming from the claimed sender. Prevents someone injecting fake packets.
Ah, okay. Important. And the third?
Data integrity. This ensures the media packets haven't been altered or corrupted while traveling across the network.
So encryption, authentication, integrity,
Mm.
all apply directly to the media stream itself.
That's SRTP, essential for any collaboration system that takes privacy seriously. But wait, how do the keys get exchanged? For SRTP to encrypt and decrypt, both ends need the keys. Does that happen separately?
Ah, good point. That's a
Yeah.
critical piece. The key exchange is actually woven back into the signaling phase, typically.
So during the SIP or H323 setup?
Yeah, often using mechanisms like SDES, which embeds keys in the SDP, or DTLS, which runs a secure handshake alongside. The trick is making sure everything negotiates those keys securely before any media flows.
And if that key exchange fails,
Then the call might connect, but the media would be insecure, or more likely, the call just fails completely due to the security mismatch. It has to work.
okay, language, blueprint, security, lockdown. But like we said, even a super secure call is useless if it's choppy and delayed. Performance matters.
Absolutely. Quality service QoS is critical.
Especially for video. How do we make sure that collaboration traffic gets priority over, say, someone downloading a huge file?
It's all about managing network traffic, giving the important stuff, the real-time stuff, a fast lane. The best practices boil down to two main things: classification and treatment.
Classification. That means marking the packets.
Exactly. You need to set the DSCP value, that's differentiated services code point, on the RTP media packets to signal high priority.
And there's a specific code for voice and video.
Yes, the standard recommendation is expedited forwarding, or EF. Think of it like a VIP tag for packets. It tells every router and switch, handle this one first and fast.
Okay, so EF marks it as important. What's the treatment part then?
Treatment is what the network devices do with that EF marked packet. Marking isn't enough. The network needs to act on it.
And how does it act?
The key practice here is configuring low latency queuing on the routers and switches. This directly tackles the biggest enemy of real-time media: jitter.
Right, jitter. We hear that term a lot. Can you quickly explain the difference between just delay and jitter?
Sure. Delay is just the time it takes a packet to get from A to B. Maybe 50 milliseconds, that's usually okay.
Predictable delay is manageable.
Right. Jitter is the variation in that delay. So one packet takes 50 meters, the next takes 200 meters, the next takes 30 meters. That inconsistency, that's jitter.
And that inconsistency messes everything up.
Totally. It forces the receiving end to buffer more, try to reorder packets, maybe even drop them. It's what causes robotic audio, stuttering video, that broken feeling.
Ah, I see. So low latency queuing gives those EF packets a dedicated fast lane to minimize both the overall delay and that variation, the jitter.
Precisely. It ensures a consistent, smooth arrival time, which is vital. You absolutely want to avoid just randomly dropping collaboration packets when the network gets congested. That's the opposite of QoS.
Makes perfect sense. Prioritize and give smooth passage. Okay, that covers the network journey. Let's zoom out. Big picture control. In large, maybe cloud-based setups, who manages everything? All the users, devices, schedules?
That's where the SMC comes in, the Schedule Management Center. It acts as the central brain for the entire collaboration system, especially in larger deployments.
The administrative command center.
You could call it that. It provides unified management, ensuring everything works together consistently. It generally handles three main areas.
Okay, what are those?
First, unified user management. So consistent logins, permissions, policies, no matter what device someone's using.
Centralized identity.
Got it. Second, conference scheduling. Coordinating meetings, booking resources like virtual rooms or bridges, sending invites, the logistical stuff.
Standard but necessary. And the third.
And probably the most powerful: centralized control and management of all the endpoints, the terminals and devices themselves.
Why is that so important?
Think about updates, security patches, configuration changes, or enforcing those QoS policies we just talked about, instead of touching every single device.
The admin uses the SMC to push changes out everywhere.
Exactly. Push updates, verify compliance, troubleshoot issues remotely. It simplifies administration massively and ensures consistent operation across the board.
And here's something to think about, building on what we've discussed. If the current architecture relies heavily on SDP to describe media using today's parameters, codecs, resolution, frame rates, what happens when we move towards fundamentally new media types?
Yeah, like what?
Think about real-time spatial computing data, maybe holographic streams, multi-sensory feeds. If SDP's descriptive power is limited to current concepts, and SRTP needs to encrypt potentially massive, complex new data structures very quickly.
How does the current framework adapt? Can STP even describe depth or spatial coordinates adequately? Can SRTP keep up with the encryption demands?
Exactly. How might these emerging media types challenge the limits of STP's description and SRTP's performance? That's definitely a question worth pondering as you look at the future of collaboration systems.